Hi guys, follow me on Instagram to never ever miss any of my crazy updates. Hi guys and welcome to another vlog. I am driving the Lexus RX 450h RX White TKM. That stands for Toyota Kirloskar Motors because Lexus is owned by Toyota. Key is kind of bland, nothing adventurous over here. And straight away we have to open the engine bay. So there it is, Lexus hybrid drive. It seems that this engine hasn't been cleaned since a decade or so. Very dirty right now. In fact, if I put my little finger over here and show you, yeah, that is the amount of dirt. Jeans are for this only. Anyways, daag achhe hote hain. You can see compact engine bay. Everything seems very compact. Obviously the battery is placed in the boot. Hydraulic struts, insulation over here. This engine doesn't need any sort of insulation because it is so freaking silent. Massive spindle grille up front. I mean, the grille on Lexus cars is becoming bigger and bigger, rather on Toyota cars. If you remember the Camry, of course, bigger and bigger and bigger. And of course there's this blue tinge around the logo too, to signify that this is a hybrid car. Parking sensors up front, 4 of them. And the grille is actually very massive. It actually looks nice. It's a very good looking car, especially a Japanese car that looks so attractive is something which is unseen. But Lexus is absolutely nailing its designs. Chrome treatment over here, chrome over here as well. And of course the lights are beautiful. I mean, these lights look like that of a concept car. You can see there are 3 elements over there, 3 beams for the lights, and of course indicator swipe outwards. This is the headlamp washer, and there's a fog lamp over here. I mean, 100%ly full marks to Lexus. There's nothing known as 100%ly. Just say 100%. All right, just cut that out and edit. 100% full marks to Lexus for the design of this vehicle. And from the side, it looks even better. Yes, just look at it. This is the F Sport trim. There's also a luxury trim, but the F Sport is the one which wins my heart because it's sportier. Hybrid written over there, just in case someone asks you, are you polluting the environment? You're like, no, look at my car, it's a hybrid. The wheels don't do justice to this vehicle at all. No ways. These are 235 65 18, 65 profile on a sporty car, unseen. 18 inches, well, it could do with at least 22s. Okay, 19 inches at least, but okay, bland. No matter what you say, you can't miss the tail lights. They are so freaking beautiful. Now these fins are for aerodynamics, and of course it also swipes outwards. There's so much attention to detail in the lights. It looks absolutely gorgeous. And the main highlight of this vehicle is the floating roof. Unlike other people who just plaster black color on the C-pillar, they have done it so beautifully well. Just look at the way it slopes. My goodness, the whole idea of designing this mirrors, or rather the windows, is just phenomenal. I was saying mirrors because the mirrors also have been designed really very well. You see, they don't touch the body, very sports car like. Again, chrome treatment, piano black finish over here. Little dirty car, pardon me for that, but just look at this Lexus. It is so mind-boggling. It is on the tall side, and roof rails over here, I don't think they're functional. By the way, the length is almost 4.9 meters, so it is a long vehicle. Good amount of ground clearance on offer. This is the 4th generation known as the AL20, which was launched in 2015. Right now we are in 2019, so yes, an update is solicited, but they have brought in another model known as the RXL. Now L doesn't stand for long wheelbase because both the cars have the same wheelbase, but they've extended it from here to make it a 7-seater, 3 rows of seat. But honestly, person who's buying this car really won't care about the last row of seats, or probably they would. Who cares? Let's quickly get into the boot. Now getting into the boot again is a very easy task. All you have to do is press this button over there and come on, open. That's how cool it is. Lexus written over there, RX 450h written over here, H for hybrid. And the boot area, you can see, is decent size. This is economic times paper. I don't know, someone sits in the boot and reads all that, but this is a little raised for my liking. Over here you get a full size spare wheel. This is the battery. It says do not touch the battery at all. Well, I don't intend to. And of course the jack is placed over there. Full size spare wheel on a car is something like OMG, wow. It gets an alloy as well, so kudos to Lexus for not cost cutting over there. Meanwhile, these are actually the buttons for reclining these seats. So if I keep this button pressed, and that seat will recline all the way down. I can recline the side seat as well. Now 60-40 split for reclining these seats. Yeah, it makes a lot of noise when it intends to get reclined, and in order to push it back, well, you don't have to keep them pressed. You just press it once, both for reclining as well as getting them pushed back into place. Yes, everything is done automatically. That is how cool it is. So if you find the boot to be small, well, fret not, you can increase the boot carrying capacity. Only thing is, don't get more occupants. So there's a light placement over here, you can turn it off if you like. There's a hook over here, there's a 12-volt charging socket over here. Same is the case over here, there's a hook over here. There's no 12-volt charging socket over there, but there's a light here as well. Now there is some space to keep stuff over here. Meanwhile, this opens and there's space to keep nicks and knacks. Right now there's some paper, it's confidential, so I can't read it. Just kidding, nothing's confidential right now over here. So this is actually the parcel shelf. Now I don't know how it works because it kind of feels weird. There's a rod inside and I think something is amiss. Well, actually this should have been inside this. This has come off, so the parcel shelf is gone for a toss. Press this button and there the boot lid closes. Again, very functional and something a lot of cars these days is getting. Meanwhile, there's a roof spoiler over here with a stop lamp. Now the rear wiper is hidden. It's there, it's somewhere here inside, but it's hidden. Something similar to the Range Rover. Meanwhile, over here you get a camera, obviously rear parking sensors over here. Good detailing over here on the low half of the bumper as well. The exhaust is missing, so we have to kind of find it right now. Well, there it is. The exhaust is placed over here, but being a hybrid vehicle, it would rather not flash its exhaust and scare you off. So below the mirrors there's something, well, doesn't get a 360-degree parking camera. That's surprising, although I think I read somewhere that it does get a 360-degree parking camera. Probably this variant is not equipped with it. So the rear doors open large and wide. Good amount of storage here, 1 liter bottle, easy peasy. Nice finishing, of course, and this is manually adjustable. The rear sun blind is manually adjustable. The seats are extremely comfortable and I love this color of the seats, especially on this particular car. There's a center armrest over here, little effort to open it. There are cup holders over here and there's storage space below it as well. As you can see, the floor is flat. 3 people can comfortably sit inside this vehicle, and most importantly, you can also recline the seat if you want. So right now this is the upright seat, and now it can fold flat as well, but if you want to recline it, you push it behind by pressing this button. Stop making noises all the time, will you? There, recline angle is good enough to increase comfort. Now this same button is there on that side also, so recline both for folding it flat as well as getting a good angle in terms of comfort. You can see there's good amount of knee room and also a good amount of leg room for a person of my height, which happens to be 6 feet 2 inches. Obviously under thigh support is not the best in most of the cars, and so is the headroom because my hair is almost touching, need a haircut. Over here there's a hook, there's a handle to hold on to, there's a hook over here, there's a handle to hold on to. There are lights over here and they are really very bright white lights. This is automatically turned on when you open the car. Now you don't touch it to turn it off because it doesn't work that way. Anyways, cabin is wide enough. There's a magazine holder over here behind this as well. Scooped out seat back, nice finishing, comfortable seats. Seats are like really comfortable. Isofix child seat mounts. Obviously SRS airbag written every possible place because this car gets, hold your breath, 10 airbags. That's right, it gets 10 airbags. AC vents are placed over here. No AC vents on the B pillar, none of the roof either. However, the rear seats get the heated function. Press this button and you can get heated seats, which is of not much use in Indian climate. There's a 12-volt charging socket as well as some storage space. However, it's really the front which is exciting in this vehicle because the rear doesn't get much. Yeah, at this price I would have expected remotes and probably an Xbox or PlayStation to play with, but then it's the funky design which makes me want more funkiness inside the cabin. Keyless entry, rather passive entry for all 4 doors, and the door pockets are large enough at the front. You can also move it around like this depending on if you want to put a larger bottle than 1 liter. That's again a very cool touch. Of course, it gets memory seats and 3 memories for the driver's seat. Meanwhile, the co-passenger seat doesn't get memory seat. These are the controls for the outside rear view mirror. These are the controls for the power window. Meanwhile, there's a hole here, which by the way is attached over here. So when you close it, it can pass through air from here so that it can demist the small quarter glass over here. That's really nice, right? Defogger for the side window. Who does that? Look at the quality of materials. Chrome treatment over here. Even this thing looks so premium and so awesome. Multiple way adjustment for the driver's seat. These are the controls obviously, and this is for the lumbar support. SRS airbag written over here. It is just loaded with airbags. You can see the treatment over there. Even the pedals are finished in aluminium and they're so good to grip onto. This is to open the hood of the vehicle. There is a storage space. Press this button and the storage space opens to keep your small chocolates or probably those threaded biscuits. Heads up display button over here. This is to open the boot, and let's sit inside the car. Lexus written over here. Meanwhile, this is the button for the cruise control, F Sport written on the steering wheel. Yes, some of the buttons feel very traditional for a car of this price. Let's turn it off. When I turn it off, you can see the seat is going backwards. The steering also moves. So it's just made it convenient for the driver to get in or outside of the vehicle. The glove box, press this button, opens. It's a decent size. It's not very big, not very deep, but it's decent sized. Meanwhile, there's a lock for the glove box, which is again a cool touch. There's the bear who's going to help me with this vehicle if I need any help. Although Penguin is on leave right now. The center console is massive. It's really very wide. So is the dashboard. Look at the dashboard size. It is so huge. It just keeps extending all the way. Auto dimming inside rear view mirror. Obviously, sunglass holder over here. And these are the controls for the lights. So they are touch over here at the front, but not at the rear, which is disappointing. Over here, you can keep your toll receipts. Obviously, you get a mirror as well as a light. Same is the case over here. You get a mirror as well as a light. Let's turn on the vehicle right away. Power button, key, let's go. There. It turns on. RX F Sport, it says on the left display. The center display says starting up. Takes some time to start up. I think it's powered by Windows, that's why it's slow. On the rightmost, we get analog pods for the fuel meter as well as the temperature meter. It says ready. It says that the parking sensors are active. It says EV mode is active as well. It also says the handbrake is engaged. Meanwhile, on the left, there's a lot in the instrument cluster to go through. I mean, it's loaded with a ton of information. This is the button to go through, and you can decide on audio, basically compass, as well as information. Yeah, that's right, information. Usual telltale lights are placed all over the place. Actually, messages will come over here. You can get into various settings, like if you want the parking assistance on, how you want the heads-up display, if you want to move the position of the heads-up display, and how you want the gauge information to come. Like the tachometer only comes when you get into sport mode. So right now, I get into sport mode, there the tachometer comes. Otherwise, it's just going to show you the battery meter, which was the charge, eco, and the power function of the vehicle. Meanwhile, this is the digital speedometer. It only gets a digital speedometer. There is no analog speedometer. There is the gear position indicator. It says eco mode. There's odometer, and there's a clock over here. There are telltale lights, seatbelt warning, as well as tire pressure monitoring, temperature over there. A lot of information in the cluster, but you obviously have to browse through various amount of things. Air conditioning vents might feel a little traditional, and a lot of buttons also feel traditional, but some of the buttons really wow you over. Just look at the finishing on this button. It is so amazing. And this beautiful treatment over here, which kind of slides into this amazing treatment. I mean, the quality of materials is just surreal. How they've used all these materials beautifully well to make it one very exciting and luxurious looking car. There's a 12-volt charging socket over here. There's a wireless charger over there, so you can keep your phone there for wireless charging. That's a little bit inside, so you really can't see your phone when your phone is wirelessly charging. Meanwhile, these are actually the controls for the audio system. This is for the multi-information display over there, and these are the paddle shifters.